In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair a slipping clutch. Today we're working on a 1990 XR200. In order to repair our slipping clutch, we'll need to take this cover off and disassemble the clutch. Before we take this all apart to diagnose the clutch, we want to make sure that there's adjustment, which seems to be awful tight, one of the reasons why it's slipping. And we want to make sure that the cable is free and moves well. First thing I noticed when I checked the cable, there's insufficient play in the adjustment of the cable and it's kind of dry. I've removed the clutch from the bike and brought it to the bench, and I'm going to disassemble the clutch. Some of these pieces are going to be oily, so we're going to wipe them down. What you'll need to do this is a couple of sheets of waterproof emery paper, and it's 220 grit. Now this clutch, it's glazed, and that's probably why it's slipping. So what you do is you wipe the oil off the clutch plate, and you'll need a flat surface. It doesn't have to be metal, it can be anything, as long as it's flat. You put the emery paper on there, and you take the metal discs. And what you're going to do is rough up this glazed edge. And you want to do it in a longitudinal direction. Turn the thing. And there you can see that now I have a nice hatch pattern on there and there's no more glazing. Flip over to the other side. A real quick comparison is take the old plate, squeeze it, and pull your hand through it. And grab one that you roughened up, squeeze it and pull, and you'll notice it really grabs. That's the difference, and that's where we're getting our gain. Let's take a closer look at the formula, why this will work. Here's the basic friction formula. Force equals coefficient of friction times nominal pressure. If you look at the illustration, the big F is the sliding force, the N is the pressure of the clutch springs, and the coefficient of friction is based on the surfaces that are sliding together, how rough they are, and what they're made out of. So we're just going to take some fictitious numbers and put them in the formula and see what we get. We're going to say that we have a coefficient of friction of 0.02 and that our spring force is 100 pounds. And what we get is 2 pounds of sliding force. Now take a look at the coefficient of friction of 0.04, and that would represent that we roughed up the plates. You'll notice that the sliding force has gone up to 4 pounds. If we compare the two calculations, we see we have a 100% increase in the sliding force, which is what we're after. A couple of quick words of caution before you try this. This does not work very well with bikes that have aluminum clutch plates. Don't use rougher emery paper than 180. 220 has worked well for me over the years. You can use heavier springs, but that'll cost you money and make your clutch lever a lot harder to pull in. Before you put your clutch back together, there's a couple things you want to check. First is the friction plate thickness. The other thing you want to check is the spring free length. These are the springs that bolt down the whole clutch assembly. And the service limit is 1.37. Those springs will work just fine. Those are the measurements you want to check. You also want to check your clutch basket. You'll see a little bit of ribbon in here from the friction plates banging. You can take a little bit of emery and smooth that out, but I wouldn't take a whole lot off. That's about it. Do that and reassemble the thing and the clutch should work great.
If this video helped you out, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit the like button down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.